Hello everybody, welcome back to Demon Bluff, and today I'm actually doing a redo of the previous video where I tried to save 10 villages in a row. The reason why I'm doing this redo is mostly because my mic stopped working, just died, ran out of batteries. Now that my headphones are fully charged and we should be able to actually do the video. We are going to go into endless mode and we are going to be trying to save 10 villages in a row. First up, we got village number 1. We have a rambler, a hunter telling the rambler to be quiet. So these two are on the same team. As explained in that video, I will re-explain here. Rambler is the equivalent of, if they're good characters will tell them to be quiet. If they're evil characters will tell them to be quiet. Evil or corrupted. Now we got left side is more evil. Okay. Now we got a druid we're gonna test here. There's no outcasts, so we might be looking at our puka being corruption here. The confessor here is likely corrupted, and up here, no evils are adjacent to me. So we know that 6 is probably corrupted here. So they won't be telling 1 to be quiet. So they're actually good. Left side being more evil checks out if the confessor is evil, which we think it is because the druid and the lover are both. The lover isn't telling 1 to be quiet. Druid did not see the rambler, and 5 is claiming that they're dizzy. Yep, there we go, we got it. Alright, next village. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. There we go. We know that 1, 2, and 3 are all on the same team here. We're gonna get the druid to check. There's no outcasts, so they are possibly corrupted. 6 was affected by an evil. 1, 2, and 3 are good. Yep. So these are corrupted. 4 is likely just a good knight. Just checking real quick. So by 7 claiming that 1, 2, that there's no outcast, we know that they're either corrupted or evil. The Empress is checking on these 3, which we know are good. Well, we don't actually know that they're good. We're just assuming that they're good because they're both telling 2 to be quiet. And then 6 is lying because, well, they're probably the puka. Yep, we got them. Alright, next up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Alright, so 8 and 3. I found out that you can actually just tap the spacebar to go into draw mode. Makes it a lot quicker. So 8 and 3 are on the same team. They have to. So by 2 claiming that they're on the same, that they're both sides are both sides are equally evil. He sees that the outcast wretch is here, which counts as 1 evil. And the idea of if 2 is telling the truth is 8 is going to possibly be our evil, or 7. And since 8 is on the same team as 3, they can both be evil, which could make sense. But 4 we know is good because there's just no corruption in the village. And we're going to keep 2 marked for now. We're going to check. Is there an outcast? There is a demon between 6 or 8. I gotta check here. I register as an evil minion. So 7 might be lying, but he's also playing into the idea that we have for 2 being truthful. No character was affected by an evil. That is correct information. We are going to check here. We are going to check 2 good villagers. There is a minion, which is not true. So 3 is evil. Yep. And then for 2 to be right, 8 has to be evil as well. And we got 8. Both are down. Moving along, next village. 2 is a real jester. Alright. So 1 and 2 are on the same team here. And jester does not start with information. We have the knight. We're going to test because there's no corruption. And the druid. The dreamer is here. We have our bishop pointing at 1, 4, and 9. So 9 could possibly be a bombardier or rambler. So we gotta flip more information. Now 8 is our rambler. So theoretically, there is a bombardier. So that bombardier has to be here. There has to be a bombardier. We're just gonna write B for bombardier. So we know what that is. So we know that there's a bombardier up here. Or 7 is lying. Which is also a possibility, but we want to think that 7 is telling the truth here. Which then also begs the question of this rambler might be fake. Test. There is 1 evil. Okay. Well, we know that there's a knight here. There's a dreamer or a minion. I think 5 is good here. Let's check with the other druid. There's no outcast. Are we thinking that this is a possibility here? Okay, 7 is good. Alright, let's think here. For 2 to be right, there has to be an evil there. But judging by the fact that... Oh, wait. 7 is a real villager. That means 8's evil. Yeah, 8's evil, okay. Alright. So now we got some good information here. 2 is good because they see 1 evil. 1 is good because they are on the same team as 2. 3 we tested. And since we know that there's a bombardier right here, 4 is evil or corrupted. And then for right here, Hold. Oh, this might be Lilith here. But we know that 4 is evil. Yep. So. Okay, there we go. We found Lilith. Lilith is just in 5, and we end that village at 1 HP. Very terrifying movement there. So 1 is looking at 2, 9, and 10. Just drawing a small triangle there. There we go. We got a jester, a dreamer, a enlightened, a empress, and we'll give her a yellow. Up. Oh, I saw someone drawing the triangles, like, for information, and I thought it was, like, a good idea, so I started doing it as well. Alright, so we got enlightened pointing out equal distant, okay. Left side is more evil. The jester, a plague doctor, and a knight. Okay, we're gonna test that. Alright, so we know that these two are good, probably. So, for 1 to be right, 10 has to be evil here. Or not 10, 2 has to be evil, or 9. Okay, 1 is good. We know that 10 is good, and then 9 is real. We are now going to do... We're gonna do a 3 here. So 3 is using or claiming that there is a jester or a puka here. That is probably incorrect, but we're gonna use the plague doctor to check. 2 is evil, 3 is corrupted. Yep, that is true. So these... so we know that since 3 is corrupted, we have information that that 4 is probably evil. Okay, 4 is our poisoner who poisoned 3. So now we gotta think about this. And we're going just clockwise, our Empress is looking at 1, 7, and 6. For 6 to be right here, this jester has to be wrong. So we're gonna do... Okay, there's 0 evils. We know that 8 is probably corrupted here. What was that? 8 is either corrupted or evil. But since 7 is here, 7 is wrong as well, because 7 is saying that there's more evils on the left, when we already know that 2 of the evils are on the right. So 7 could be our evil here. If 7 is evil, 6 is wrong because of it would be clockwise, and then 8 is wrong because they would have seen 2 evils. And it confirms the Empress, so... Nope. Okay, what the heck? Okay, so 6 is right here. There we go, we got it. Alright, next up. Alright, we got a lover, a slayer, a dreamer, 4, claiming that 9 is a real medium. So, we're gonna draw out our information. And we got some more information. 7 is a real bishop. Alright. 3 or 10 is a shaman. And then we got some more. 2, 5, or 6 is a 2, 5, 6. There we go. Small triangle. Plague doctor. 7 is a real bishop. So. Alright, so we know that this is our... Alright. Okay. So we know that 9, 5, and 7 are all on the same team. We're just gonna mark them with red. Or, not red, green. We're gonna start here. So 4 is a medium that claims 9 is a real medium. And then 9 claims that 7 is a real medium. Or real bishop, my bad. And because of that, we know that 5 is also on the same team as 4, 9, and 7. And shaman, or oracle, is claiming that there is a shaman between 3 and 10. Let's flip over 10. There's one evil adjacent to this lever. Okay. We could figure this out, but what we're looking at right now is that there is probably the bishop is not the bishop. The mediums are probably right because we do have a shaman. But at the same time, if either of these are corrupted, they are essentially helping the evil team. So we are going to check. Who do I feel like is going to be the most likely to be corrupted? We'll start with 4. 4 is not corrupted. Okay. Yep. Since they're both mediums, Yep, there should be a medium or a puka. Okay. 10 is a shaman. Who would be the evil according to this lever? I mean, it is possible that 9, that our shaman pair is the 1 in 10. So we're gonna take... Okay, we have information here. Okay, so we have some corrupted here, definitely. 5 might be our other evil. Not only are they claiming the same thing as 9, which means that 7 is evil as well. Alright, so we got Puka. There we go. Alright, so we have our Puka now. So we know that 6 is probably good. And now we know that 5 or 9 or both are evil. Corrupted. There we go. And we found our minion. Alright, village number 7. 1 is evil between 1, 5, or 5, 6, and 7. Bup, bup, and bup. 5 or 7 is a poisoner. That is possibly not true. Or that is not true because it's only a puka village. So suspiciously, it's possible that 1 is corrupted here. Telling the truth? Yep, we found Puka. What would have happened? It would have been just bakers from there. And then 6 could have claimed that 1 is real. To then confirm that 2 is our Puka. Going to our next village. Alright, we got some knights. We have a bombardier. We're going to see. There is a doppelganger. Checking. Right. There is a minion, which is not true because we know that there's a doppelganger. So one of these 2 is the doppelganger. It does not matter which one. 7 is real because they're pointing at themselves. There is a doppelganger most likely between 1 and 3. So our final evil is 5. There we go. Puka village. 1 is good. Okay. So, or we don't actually know that they're good yet, but we can probably just safely assume that they're good. And Bombardier is good because of them being just there. So, we know that 4 has to be good here because they are pointing at the Bombardier. So either 3 or so we know that either 3 or that 2 or 3 is evil. We can easily check this by doing this. So by 2 being in the middle, we know that they are likely a Puka. There we go. Alright. And we are on our final village. Alright, so 1 is 2 away from the closest evil. Just drawing a line there, so we got information. Right side is more evil. just draw a circle or half circle. 3. 3 is our judge who does not have information yet. 4 is our investigator, and I just realized in this video, in the previous video I explained the investigator, but in this video I haven't. The investigator focuses on suspicion, with prioritizing demons first, then the minions, and then the outcasts, and then if there's nothing else, it's villagers. Alright. And like, so essentially, let's say that, just our example here, say that 8 is an outcast, and 2 is a villager. According to 4, if 4 was to check our 8 and 2, they would see that there is a outcast. And I'm gonna there you go. We're gonna undo it. So let's say that, we'll still say that 8 is our outcast, but let's say that 6 is our demon. In this case, it would be the Ba, but demon. If 4 was to check the 6 and 8, they would see that the demon is here and say that there's a demon between these two. So 4 and investigator is obviously a investigative role because, well, that is targeted information, and like I've already explained it before, but it's like that's like my opinion on village supports is more vague information. Village investigative is more targeted information. Alright, but anyway, let's continue on. Our lever claims that there is an evil between these two. Okay, and we have a second judge. There was one corruption. I'll grab green. So, well, you're right there in the middle, so just do this. Draw it. There you go. 8 claims that there's 2 evils. We're just gonna give them yellow. And then the scout is claiming that the twin minion is 2 away. Alright, let's go from here. 2 away from the closest evil points at 8 and 3 here. And I honestly doubt that 8 is telling the truth here, but we're going to use the judge, our first judge. Alright, our current judge is telling us that there is a evil, or that, not telling us that there's an evil, telling us that 8 is telling the truth. But I genuinely don't believe the 8. Okay. Alright, so 8 is good. Or 8 is our poisoner. So now we know that 3 is good because they saw that 8 was lying. So our corruption had to be right here. So that means 9 is good because the alchemist cannot be poisoned. So we know that 9 is good. 7 is good because they cured 9. We're gonna test this judge. Yep. This judge sees that 8 is telling the... Wait. They're telling the truth. Hold on. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. Hi. Oi, you're not It's like, oh, wait a minute. It's like, oh, that one's lying. And then I realized, wait, they're saying the truth. 8's evil. Okay. It's like, oh, that makes sense. Whoops. It's like, I was about to go on this entire process of like, alright, we're going down the list, we're confirming everybody, and then I realized, wait, 6 said 8 is telling the truth. 8 is the poisoner. Just Like, bam, bam. Alright. And with that, that is our 10th village saved. And with that, that is enough to effectively unlock... dang it. Laffy Laz, go! Get out of the way! I want to close! I want to go to the main menu! I want to go to the main menu to show you all the skin that I would have unlocked if I hadn't already unlocked it. Where is it? Am I dumb? Where is it? Oh, achievements, I'm looking in the wrong area. But effectively, if I had not unlocked it already, this would be enough to unlock the boss skin. The beginning of the bluff. Unlock everything in the demo, reach Ascension 4, and save 10 villages in Endless. Yep. And with that, I think I will call this video here. Thank you all for watching. I have been Narco Plays, and I will see you all in the next video.